Hi, so you are hearing everywhere that Claude in Excel is here. Now, what exactly can you do with it? Well, in this video, I'll walk you through my ultimate guide on how to use Claude in Excel for FP&A. You will be able to download the file that I have in my screen in order for you to use it. And I have a couple of tips and tricks in there, but as well, I have some data sets that you can use with Claude so that you don't need to upload your own data. You can use mine. And also, I'm giving you the prompts that I'll be using throughout the video. So I have a couple of examples in there that we will be walking over. But first, I want to show you how exactly to get Claude in your Excel. Well, the very first thing that you need to do is to go to add-ins in here, and then in the add-ins, search for Claude by Anthropic. So it'll be looking like this. And then you click on it. Now, of course, I already have it installed, so then it appears already. But then for you, it will prompt you in order to add your account. Now, I'll giving you as well some tips and tricks of like once that you already have enabled Claude, then which prompts to use. But one thing that I want to show you as well is that you can choose the different models that you can use. Now, throughout the video, I'll be showing you the results with the same prompts, but with the different models. And I'll give you as well one slide comparison of the different models. So when to use which one for FP&A. You can also see in the Excel this models guide tab that I have. And basically, we will have three models. Now, this information is up to date as per Saturday, 28th of February of 2026. Obviously, Anthropic evaluates and improve their models. So in the future, maybe you will have different options. But as for now, they released Sonnet 4.6, that is the newest model. And in there, it's the most capable model yet. So in here, as it says, as per today. Now, you will also be able to use Opus 4.6, the one that is here, and 4.5, and it already gives us some new editing and formatting tools as well. That's why when I showcase the models, you will see that it's already editing different things in Excel. I have some information in here on, again, how to get it Claude in here, either for individuals, such as myself, and then what I showed you already, or for admins. So if you are basically trying to deploy Claude in Excel for your company. Now I'm giving you in here as well some examples of key features and prompts that you can test Claude with, and also some use cases. Now, we will be doing throughout the video some of these use cases like forecasting, but I also recommend you to try, after you do, let's say, a forecast, also try to create an executive dashboard summarizing that forecast, or a monthly financial summary, imagine. Now, I'm giving you in here a couple of the frequently asked questions as well, such as if you can change between models, and the answer is yes, and on exactly what Claude has access to when you are using it. As I was mentioning, I'll be giving you this file as well in the links below. So now let's start. In this example, then we're going to be selecting everything until here, and then use this prompt. And we're going to be testing it with Sonnet 4.6. So I'll be sending this prompt to Claude. And as you see, first it is reading the existing data and understanding all of the assumptions. And now it's building the full forecast. And it says here, it will be starting at row number 26. I'll fast forward to show you the result. Here is the result. So as you can see, it started in row 25 and then 26, the actual forecast. And in here, in the right, it's where Claude is also telling us the summary and what it built. Now, we tried it with Sonnet 4.6. So what about with other models? So I'll go and open a new Excel tab, and I'll show you what to do to test it step by step. So in this one that we had, I will be copy pasting the assumptions basically from here, all of the assumptions and the historical data that we were having in the same format and so on. And let's use as well the same prompt that we were using here. So very simple prompt. And as I was mentioning before, selecting from here to here. And then in the prompt, you will be adding the same one, right? So now let's test it with Opus 4.6. I'll be sending the prompt. And again, it will start by analyzing the data that we have, the assumptions as well. And I'll fast forward to show you the result. Okay, so on the right, Opus finished the forecast. As you can see, also it told us a little bit of a summary at the end. And now we see in my screen, basically Sonnet result in the left and Opus result on the right. Now, as you can see, both of them, certain formatting, it were not correct. So the format that I wanted here, it's the one that I wanted here for the dates and so on. Now that's quite easy to change. I just need to change the format and so on. But then, as you see, this one was basically a number, right? Now, the formulas in here. So both in the right side and in the left side, they are actually formulas. This one, it transformed the format into euros, for example, and I have them in dollars in here. And in this one, it did then change the formatting. Now, as you can see, the formulas are also slightly different. The formatting also slightly different, and so on. So overall, it did a good job in both, but then we will need to audit and actually test the result in both of them. This was a simple prompt that we tried just to create this forecast. And as I was mentioning in the beginning, so I'll be giving you my guide as well. You can download it in the links below, where I have all of the data that we are using, let's say for this one, so you can test it as well, and also some of the prompts. So we have the revenue forecast in here, we have budget actuals as well, and we have scenario analysis. And this is so that you can try Claude without adding your data and everything. You can just try it with this synthetic data, and hope you enjoy the guide. Thanks for watching.